Hi everybody, this is Netta Red. I want to come and talk to you today, but first don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below, please. Well, for this last week, I've been sick. I ended up catching COVID. Now, I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know it was COVID, but it was something definitely different. I've had a lot of different challenges throughout my life, some life-changing experiences. And being an herbalist, I'm always taking herbs to keep my immunity up, things like that. But I don't care what we do and to try to protect ourselves, you have to always know that there's somebody out there that's not protecting themselves and their immunity is low and they don't really care about what they do, and it's out there in the atmosphere and it's spreading. But I want to let you know and show you some things that I did to help me come back, and I want to thank all my children for all the support and everything, just being there. My daughter-in-law and son-in-law. My son-in-law, at one point when I was at the hospital, nurse had to stop and ask me because I had him on speakerphone, and she was like, "Is he a doctor?" My kids and my son-in-law and daughter-in-law, we all about research and studying, and so we know what we talk about. When something happens, we're going to make sure we're going to be accurate about it. My daughter was adamant about certain things I should be doing and not doing it. That's because they've done the research, actual research. But I'm not going to speak against that because there is a lot of good information, but then there's some that's just people talking mess and other people listen to it. But anyway, I kept having this real bad headache. I didn't know how to get rid of it because my things that I use just wasn't strong enough. It gave me a little relief, but not enough. And the headaches were so bad it started setting my seizures off. And I couldn't figure out what was going on with me, and so I just lay down that whole day because my head is not giving me a break, and the seizures were starting to come back to back. And I would take what medicine I could when I could hold my head up long enough, and I kept keeping myself hydrated. While I tried to, I had to force water down. I just had no appetite. I didn't even want to drink anything, but I knew I had to stay hydrated. And I had to force myself to drink. And my younger son, he went and got me some things for hydrating yourself, but some of the things it made my senses heighten. So if it had just a little bit of sugar, it was very sugary to me. So there's certain things that's supposed to help to hydrate you, I couldn't take it because all my senses were heightened to the highest level. So I was tasting everything. I could taste different ingredients in certain, like the hydration powder that they had, and it was making me sick. So, but anyway, I lay down that whole day. The next day, it was even worse, and then my saturation started dropping. It kept dropping. It kept going under 89, and it even went down further than that. So I had to go to the emergency room, and they were. I told them at that point before I went, I had already taken me a home COVID test. I keep them in the house because I know if I'm going to the grocery store or anything like that, I'm gonna be around other people, and people just don't care anymore. People gone back thinking it's normal, but where they think it went, it didn't just evaporate out the air. I don't get that thinking. But anyway, they had to help me get my oxygen back in, and I needed a breathing treatment as well because it started affecting my asthma. So I had to just work with what I could to get myself back. They ended up sending me back home because my saturation came back up, but I had everything here at the house to keep keep watching my vitals. But the thing of it is, we have to be aware of places we go, and the last place I remember is the grocery store that I went to, and it's funny because what stood out to me once I ended up knowing that I had COVID, and as bad as I was feeling, stood out to me was there's a young lady in there, and she was coughing, sneezing all over the place, which it could have been just allergies. It almost sounded like that, but who knows? You know, but the thing that struck me was there was no, let me try to cover up, let me try to not spread my germs everywhere. It was none of that. And she's not the only one I ever seen that did that either. People are just going back to their same nasty selves. If you nasty, you've been nasty, you're going to stay nasty. There's nothing you can do about that. So that means you need to protect yourself from the ones that feel like they feel like they can just spread whatever they have to you because they don't care. Because if they feel in sort of way, they don't care how nobody else is going to feel. Anyway, I started thinking about it, and I've always done this when I go to the grocery store. I always feel a sort of way when I pick up something to buy it because people have to stock it. Other people come and get it, may not want it, put it back. Energy is transferred. So what in that energy, they can have whatever, and it's on that box. So I've gotten in the habit of where I'm disinfecting my stuff that I bring from the store. Only thing I can't do that to is like my vegetables and my fruit. But when you get home, you put that in some vinegar water and cleanse that. Vinegar is a natural cleanser. Cleanse that, your vegetables and your fruit. But the thing of it is, you bring it in your house at that time. So whatever was ordered, you still transferring it to your house. So nothing is foolproof. We can't say, oh, I'm not going to get, because I'm going to wash my stuff outside. Still, if you wear your mask and you take your mask off and whatever's on the stuff that you bought, it stays on there 24 to 48 hours. So you just got to make sure you keep your immunity up. And even doing that, like me, I take the herbs I need to take every day, and I still ended up getting it. So I'm going to show you some things that I did to help me. Like I said, I want to thank my kids and my older son. He said, Mom, you're a herbalist, and you got to show people what you did to get yourself to where you are now, because I was in a bad way. And I want to thank him for encouraging me to do that. Love you, James. I love all my kids. Richie and his fiance, them two fools call me and they keep making me laugh, knowing I can't laugh because then I start choking. But I just love it because that's the type of family that we are. My daughter, she's more serious, but she's on it too. You know, my youngest son, my grandkids. I just love my family because they are all right there. And my oldest granddaughter, she's always so supportive. I love you, Tim. I love you. You know, it touches me because I know that I have such a loving family, and that love helped me along with what I push through this. So I'm going to show you some things that I did, and hopefully if you go through it, even if it's not for COVID, some of these things are just helpful, period, for us to keep your immunity boosted. So I'm going to show you some things. Okay, I want to touch on some things that I did to help me to get myself back to where I can at least do this video for you. like I said, I'm not 100% yet. I'm getting there. I used lavender and rosemary. I mixed those together and rubbed those on my temple. Sometimes in my hair, just so it can try to help relieve that pain from the headache. A normal headache, that would work. Or for migraine, that will work. And also eating raw peppers and jalapenos are really good to eat raw when you have headaches like that. The capsaicin in the peppers helps get rid of headaches. So you just eat a little bit of pepper, and that's it's going to be good to get rid of that headache. I make my own tinctures. I have here where I use mother's wort, and because that helps with tension and stress and stuff, and there's things when you're sick that can stress you out, so I make these and I put a little bit under my tongue whenever I every day I use a little bit, put under my tongue. Gets into your bloodstream faster. I also have a honey mixture that I infuse, and this is almost gone. I was using this faithfully. Even though my senses were heightened, that honey was extra sweet, but I would just take a little dropper of it and put it under my tongue. And this has rosemary, thyme, ginger, garlic, turmeric, all that is infused in this. I infuse them in my tinctures for 6 to 8 months to get all the properties into the honey, and I take that, and this helps keep your immune system boosted as well. Lemon balm was good. I took that at the time because it helps with it gets like the effect of aspirin and stuff like that. So since I couldn't take anything, and I don't take opioids anyway, I had to try what I could to help. Sea moss is very good for boosting your immunity. So most of the things that I was taking was to help keep my immunity boosted. This summer root. Summer root is good for boosting your immunity as well. This is a real good one. A lot of people never even heard of summer root. I actually took all my cayenne pills, but this also is good for your immunity. I know a lot of people don't know that, but taking the pills is good for your immunity, the cayenne pepper. Lion's mane, very good. I've been taking it. I still take all of these right now. Boneset leaves, I made a tea out of this. This helps with your immunity as well. I was drinking a little bit of this with some chamomile flowers. So, and I have one more thing I want to show you that actually helped with my breathing, because my saturation kept dropping. I wasn't getting the oxygen like I should have been. So I'm gonna show you that.